Whilst 50% of A-level further maths is about solving tricky algebra puzzles, the other 50% is learning how computers solve real-world problems that affect us all. For instance, trying to plan a route from one town to another using Google Maps. So this is how we can use further maths in a real exam question to solve the Google Maps problem of the shortest distance from Preston to York. So for each town, the computer is going to need 3 pieces of storage in its memory. So starting at our hometown, starting at Preston, we know that we're 0 miles away from Preston. It's the first town out of all of them whose shortest distance from Preston I'm sure of, and that shortest distance was 0. Where can I reach from Preston? I can reach Blackburn, which is another 10 miles. I can reach Accrington, which is another 20 miles. So I'll store that in the memory for Accrington. I can reach Chorley, which is another 12 miles. I'll store 12 in the memory for Chorley. I'm trying to find the shortest distance across this map. Out of all those values stored in memory, 10 is the shortest distance. So Blackburn is the second town whose shortest distance from Preston I'm sure of, and that shortest distance is 10. From the last town whose shortest distance I'm sure of, where can I reach? I can reach Skipton, I can reach Accrington. Skipton's another 34 miles. It's already 10 miles from Preston, so the 10 plus the 34 is 44 miles. I'll store that in memory for Skipton. Accrington's 6 miles away, so from Preston it would be the 10 miles to Blackburn plus the 6 miles is 16 miles, which beats the 20 miles, so we'll delete that from memory and store 16 miles instead. Trying to find the shortest distance across, so the 3 values that are in memory are 44, 16 and 12. The shortest distance is 12, so that's now the third town whose shortest distance from Preston I'm sure of, and that value is 12. From the last town whose shortest distance I'm sure of, where can I reach? I can reach Accrington, which is 18 miles away, but that would be 30 miles in total from Preston, and I can already beat that with 16, so we're not going to store that in memory for Accrington. I can reach Horwich, which would be another 15 miles on top of this 12 miles, so that's 27 miles, which I'll store in the memory for Horwich. I can reach Wigan, which is another 11 miles, so that's a total of 23 miles from Preston. Out of the values stored in memory, I've got 44, 27, 16 and 23. The smallest value is 16, so the fourth town whose shortest distance from Preston I'm sure of is Accrington, and that's 16 miles. We'll keep going in this way. So where can I reach? I can reach Skipton, which would be 16 add 26 would be 42, which beats the 44, so delete 44 from memory, store 42 instead. I can reach Leeds, which is another 54 miles, which would be 70 miles in total. I can reach Horwich, which is another 17 miles, which would be 33 miles, but 27 beats it, so I won't store it. Smallest value in memory is currently 23, so that is the fifth town whose shortest distance from Preston I'm sure of, and that's 23 miles. Keep going. There's only one place I can reach from Wigan, which is Manchester, which is another 21 miles. So that's 44 miles to store for Manchester. The smallest value in memory at the moment is Horwich with 27. So let's label that as our sixth town whose shortest distance we're sure of. From Horwich, I can reach Manchester in another 14 miles. So that's 41 miles, which beats the 44 miles. So delete 44 from memory and store 41. I can reach Leeds, which would be another 42 miles, which would be 69 miles from Preston to Leeds, which beats the 70. So delete 17, replace it with 69. The smallest value in memory is now Manchester. So that's the seventh town whose shortest distance from Preston I'm sure of, which is 41 miles from Preston. From there, the only place I can reach is Leeds, which is another 40 miles, which would be 81 miles in total, but I can already beat that in 69 miles, so I won't delete the 69 or replace it with 81. The values I have in memory are 42 and 69, so 42 wins. That's now the eighth town whose shortest distance from Preston I'm sure of. It's 42 miles away. I can reach Leeds. I can reach York. York's another 48 miles away, which would give you 90 miles from Preston. Leeds is 26 miles away from Skipton, so that'd be 68 miles in total from Preston, which beats the 69, so delete 69 from memory and store 68 instead. The smallest value in memory is now the 68 for Leeds. So that's the 9th town whose shortest distance from Preston I know, and that's 68 miles. To get from York to York would be another 21 miles, which would be 89 miles in total from Preston. Beats the 90, so delete 90 from memory, store 89. We now know that the shortest distance to get from Preston to York is 89 miles.